for those that are just now checking in, I have the pleasure of having a conversation with Troy Taylor, Grammy Award-winning producer. I mean, you have worked with some of the legends in this industry, new artists in this industry. You yourself, I feel like, don't necessarily get all of your roses now, but I'm here to shower you today because your talents, your accolades definitely precede you. But to have the opportunity to speak with you today, it's pretty exciting. I had the opportunity to first be introduced to Songbook and you through
some time ago.
Yeah.
I saw that picture. I'm like, whoa.
So we took that picture backstage at one of the Trey Songz concert in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And so it was, I mean, you've always been kind of like real chill, real low key, just here to do the work and let that really, I would say, lead the way for you. And you've done that. So as we jump right into it, like, how are you dealing with this quarantine? Is it cool for you? Is it different for you? Because I miss hugging people. I'm not gonna lie.
This is what I do every day. I've been, I since my studio's in the basement, and then in my bedroom, I have my workstation. This is what I literally do every day. So the only thing I needed to do is make sure I have food and I have to go out. But honestly, the quarantine hasn't changed anything for me. And I'm good. As long as, my main people are good, I'm okay. I did lose some childhood friends in my hometown, which is New Haven, Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And people that I remember, some of the saints in my church that I grew up in. Mm-hmm. A few people passed away. So it didn't hit directly, but indirectly, I know some people who have, really messed up. So, but for me, no, it hasn't changed much.
It hasn't. Did you get first of all, I'm sorry for your loss and those that that's been affected. I know, being away from home is difficult. And then when it's a pandemic, it's a whole different experience. So I understand that. You mentioned your church. How has your faith been with all of this? Because I'm not gonna lie, I like have a personal relationship with God and I talk to God, but during this pandemic, like me and God, like we here. Like it's different now. How has that changed for you?
Nope, because I know what it's really all about. Mm-hmm. He regardless to whatever, he's allowing this to happen. Mm-hmm. And then he says all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord. So if you love the Lord, yes, things are going to happen. Things are going to be unfair. However, I'm sorry. The world has gotten very spoiled, very cruel, very mean, very nasty, very greedy. And this is a reset for the world. You can't even blame it on America. Yeah. You can't blame it on China. We are all affected. Now, is it something that was planned to happen or whatever? Doesn't even matter. God still allowed it to happen. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do after? I see a lot of people like, girl, I'm turning up. Like, niggas, if you ain't, shoot, the first nigga they getting it. Like, so you're going to go right back to what you was?
Yes.
Like, there's no reset. There is no, I used to be like this, but now I think I'm going to change. And really? That's what this is all about. We are all on the same playing field right now. We are on the same level. Artists are on the same level as the producers and the writers. They can't go do shows and stunt their money on the gram anymore right now. It's like there ain't no shows. So there's like, oh, now you feel like how I feel when you took the record but didn't pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm just sitting back and watching, but I also know that God is still in control regardless.
Yes.
And it's the first half of the year. It's the first half of 2020. We will be talking about the first half of 2020. I don't believe the whole year is going to be like this. Mm-hmm. And I just believe that it's not about what's going on. It's about what you're going to do with it after.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Think just kind of staying in that space. Shout out to Johnta Austin. He just checked in. I know it's your guy.
That's my brother.
Yeah. So he just checked in. I wanted to shout him out. Did you get a chance to watch the Lifetime movie of the Clark sisters?
I'm sorry. Did you talking to me?
Of course you did.
What? That's my generation. What? No, that is a piece of my everything. The Clark sisters, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I
It
did.
was
And I grew up, Twinkie and Maddie Moss Clark. They used to come to my
exactly.
church when I was younger. So I remember Maddie Moss throwing stuff at the choir when they didn't act right. Oh, for sure. So yeah,
Like cold hard fact, you might get a shoe to the face.
it's something, whatever's close by her. It could be a Bible or something. It could be whatever it is. If you ain't sing, if the Sopranos ain't right, nah, she ain't play for real, seriously. So
Wow.
I've seen it and witnessed it firsthand that's how she was.
Wow. I think it's amazing because of course like we're sitting still and we're in a space to really think about life and reflect. There were some moments that it made me kind of reflect on my childhood. I was like, oh yes. Did you
Hmm.
have those moments where it just took you to a different place and space, growing up and you know what I'm saying, being a part of that network with the church and how did it make you reminisce at all
Definitely,
about
because
where you come
um,
from?
there was a convention, popular convention for Kojic that I
Mm-hmm.
used to go to every year, and it's called UNAC.
Yep.
So I met Carl Thomas at UNAC when I was 17 and he was 14.
Wow.
So in 1985. So that whole era is brings back a lot of memories because around that time I was going to the convention every year, was in a different place, and
Mm-hmm.
the year 1985 was in Miami. So I met Carl then, and we became inseparable because then we would come back in 1986, we meet back up 1987, and all the way up to I think 88, and that's where we stopped going. But a mutual
Mm-hmm.
friend of ours had passed away, and
Mm-hmm.
so I lived in Brooklyn. By the time 89, 90,
Mm-hmm.
91 or something, he came to the funeral. He came to Brooklyn to go to the funeral. And then he went back home. And then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, he showed up at my doorstep and just stayed just lived with me for about 5 years before he got signed to Bad Boy.
So did you grow up where like were you in the church choir and the band? Like did you grow up in the
I,
choir
I,
or
I
anything?
I was
Or
I was definitely a church boy. However, I was a church boy that listened to R&B music.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I was a church boy that listened to R&B music. Carl Thomas was the church boy that sang gospel, period. Like he knew everything in the gospel circuit. Me,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, cool. And then I would play my R&B songs that I just wrote and did all the backgrounds on my 8 track. And he would be so bewildered, like, yo, is that all you? Yo, how'd you do that? Like, so
Right.
I was the church R&B dude.
So you were stacking vocals before folks really knew what stacking vocals was
I'm
back
not
in
gonna
the
say
day.
folks, but in my hometown, because of course they've been doing it for years.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, in my hometown, yeah, no one knew how to do that.
that is really, really dope. So, you were doing talent shows and you was on the scene, definitely doing your thing. So let me, as we kind of stay in this vein of childhood, what was the song that you performed at the talent shows when you were young? Like, what was your go-to when you was
Um,
performing?
Stevie Wonder, Ribbon in the Sky,
Yes.
and I was in groups, so we
Mm,
always did switch. The group switch. So we
okay.
always did switch. So that was our thing. It was me as a soloist, I would do Stevie Wonder, but in the group we did switch.
Wow.
Because we had a high falsetto. We had two falsettos, one high can sing higher than the other, and so we switch was the group that best described what we sound like.
Wow. That's crazy. Do
Hmm.
you do you remember like your first do you remember writing and producing for a particular artist and then that artist actually performing that song? Like what was the first moment that transition took place? You had someone in mind, they actually ended up performing the song goes on to do its thing.
Yeah, Boys and Men. That was my first professional gig.
Mm-hmm.
They took a song that I was supposed to be from my album.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it to him after I heard him sing, so I was like, "No, y'all can have it." But that was the first time I had produced a song that I did on, and then a year later, they're known all over the world, multi-platinum. It was crazy. That was insane.
Oh my goodness. So I wanted to ask you, Wanye's children are performing now and they are
Yes, they
incredible.
they really are.
Are
They
you
really
working
are.
with them? Like, is that
No, no, but I
connection?
did make it known that I want to work with them, so they know it. They
Uh,
do know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only right.
Like ASAP.
It's only because Wanye was 15 when I met him. So, like, it's only right for me to work with him.
It's only right.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. I was thinking about that. I was like, can we get this full circle connection popping off? Because that would be crazy in the best way. You know, talking about writing and, you know, when does an artist, we have a lot of artists that want to get into the business. They don't really know kind of, when should an artist like sign up for ASCAP and BMI? Like, when should that transition take place?
Oh, they should do that right away. The minute they decide they want to be in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can go back and forth on who's better, ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's whoever you feel comfortable with and whoever you have a connect with,
Mm-hmm.
because you know you're going to need somebody who you can always connect with if you want to know when the checks are coming or whatever information you have. You want to have a contact, be it at ASCAP, be it at BMI.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the key. That's the key. Wherever you go, make sure you have a contact that you can talk to every day, who will give you, keep you up on what's going on.
Okay, good. Because I just wanted to throw that out there. A lot of people asked me to ask you about that. Who's, someone, when should they sign? You see your boy.
Well, I actually started off as ASCAP. I did. I was with ASCAP for 10 years, and then I crossed over. Trey and I crossed over to BMI, only because, again, we had Wardell, and Wardell was at BMI. And to this day, whenever I need to know what's coming in or what's up, I can call Wardell. At ASCAP, I ain't had nobody. So
relationship.
Yeah, I didn't have nobody to help me and check up on things. So I was out.
Wow. So since Johnta is like all in this, can we talk about this battle though?
Sure.
So it was one of the most graceful and beautiful. Like, I enjoyed it because it was such a good camaraderie and sportsmanship. Like, it wasn't no, like ego. It wasn't ego. It was
nothing but respect.
It was.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Because I know
you ain't see me jumping around.
Exactly.
I was jumping around right back here.
Because it was done there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what was the energy that you would say you felt? Because I know you're proud. Like, how,
oh my God.
How does that make you feel?
Like,
as
stupid,
someone...
dumb, stupid, super, like so geeked. Like, it to have Johnta. First of all, he's a grown man now. So to watch him grown and being able to play records he did when he was 14, 15, 16, 17, that's incredible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, really incredible. So, and he didn't even really play all of the records, that's the thing. But just to sit on the side and just watch this go down,
mm-hmm.
it was very like a great moment for me, because he has a very important role in R&B history, period.
Yep.
That's deep. You talk about Motown sound, you talk about the 70s, you talk about the 90s. He started in the 90s. He is now officially a part of R&B music history, period. And
mm-hmm.
that to me is the strongest thing. Like, and then not only that, reminding this generation what real, but let me take that. No, I'm going to say that. What real songs are supposed to sound like, because that loop over and over again, repeat, loop over again, repeat. No, it's cool, it's trendy, it's mm-hmm. what's up, but mm-hmm. out of sight, out of mind. As soon as you get it, okay, I got it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And I'm not knocking that song, but it's gone. That's it.
It was over fast.
Yeah, it was over really fast, and it happened, and that's it. But the songs that he and Neyo did are timeless.
Absolutely.
You know where you were when it came out. You remember what you was doing when it came out. Songs don't do that anymore. So yeah, I think it was a very, very great moment to watch and to sit and the respect for each other. They took jabs, but the jabs were still respectful jabs.
Absolutely.
Like they were like, I remember when Johnta played one of the Leah records and Neyo was stumped.
Yeah.
He was like, and then Johnta said, "Oh, you ain't know I did that one." And it was like, oh, like, just kidney blow. So, but it was so dope because It was respect. And yes, it was the first one that had, you know, minute 30. Don't talk. Don't do too much talking. Let's stick to it. 20 songs each. That was the first one. All the other ones was just plain songs. There were no, you know, so yeah, we got a chance to really like hone in on a structure.
Was structure something that you really wanted to make sure happened with this particular battle?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they just kind of...
It goes along, they drift.
Yeah.
Scatterbrains. Artists are scatterbrains. They just start drifting and they start wanting to tell the story. You're like, no. Nobody want to hear the story, homie. Nobody want to hear the story. Just play, press play, homie. Just play. And that was what was happening. It was like a lot of talking. It's like, So Johnta and I, we studied those and we made notations on what not to do. Yeah. So
I think this is one of the things that I like about you. I feel like you are very strategic with how you move, right? And I think there have been so many people that have, you know, come and go. One of the things I wanted to hit on is you did an interview in 2012, I believe, and you said at one point you were uninspired. So you started to listen to artists from the 60s and 70s and 80s, and that's where you found most of your inspiration.
No, to correct that.
Okay.
I whenever I get that way, I go back to the music I listened to when I was in high school.
Nice. Okay.
Because that's the music that made me want to produce and do music in the first place. So it without a doubt, if I go back and listen to anything O'Brien, anything Earth, Wind and Fire, oh my gosh, anything's Quincy Jones related, anything Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, that it rejuvenates me all over again because immediately reminds me Jeff Lorber and jazz, Joe Sample, Bob James, anything that reminds me of, you know, when I started, it reminds me of why I want to do music all over again. So I can never really get uninspired because I know what to do, and I make mixes. I make my own little personal mixes. So to have the music of and gospel music too, the Clark Sisters, Commission, the Winans. Anytime I hear that stuff again, it reminds me of why I want to do music.
Is there anybody? Obviously, you know, you've worked with Duval. And he has his own lane and niche, and he's doing his thing, and you've worked with Jock-Quees. When you're working with artists like Duval, been around forever, but now he's in the, I would say officially in the music business, because it's always been a part of his comedic routine. I know you have, but for those that are not familiar, been a part of his routine. How is it working with him and Jock-Quees, a newer artist? What is your process with them? Is it always the same, or do you approach it differently when you know you're working with different artists? What is
well, first of all, I elected myself as mayor of R&B.
Yes, you did.
On purpose. And what that simply means is that I insert myself in today's music to help them understand what needs to happen to make R&B have that emotion and that feeling again. So I don't down the music of today. I just enhance it. If there's a loop, I throw a bridge in. And once they hear the bridge, they're like, and it's like, but they just don't know how to do it.
Right.
So that's the only thing. So rather than, you know, a lot of my generation, they're like bitter, they're angry. And see, I remember when I was younger, the generation before me said the same thing about us because we were compressing the kicks and the snares and making it harder. Teddy Riley was making the beat hit harder, and it was to them it was distorting. To us it was hitting hard. So that ain't music. That's distorted. It's all distorted. It's too loud. It's too loud. And so here I am now, OG. I'm not gonna do what was done to me because I understand like it changed. It just changed whether I like it or not. It just changed. And so rather than to talk about it, let's just figure out what to do about it. So I elect myself mayor of R&B to insert myself into and get it done. Duval, he is a birthday brother of mine. We've got the same birthday. So nice. June 12th, we're both Geminis. So it's cool. He trusts me to guide him on his visions and what he wants to do. Jacquees is Jacquees. It is, you know what it is. Osiris is a hot mess. He knows he a hot mess. And if he was in here now, he I would say he a hot mess because he's young and he just all over the place. But my mission is to just do that, to work with the youth, to show them how the music's supposed to sound. Because if I want them to do what I think they should do, I got to do it for them. They're not going to just do it. I got to do it for them. So I'm okay with how it's going on. It almost sounded like you was about to ask me if there was somebody I wanted to work with.
I was.
Yeah, because you almost did, and then you went somewhere else. Well, I just bring that up because I say it everywhere I go. I want to work with Sway Lee. I want to do an R&B project with Sway Lee. I'm putting that everywhere. So one day it's going to get to him. He's a Gemini too. And that's one of my goals, to work with him, because I really feel he's super dope and he's really, really talented. And he got a little voice. He got a little voice. But if I can just guide him, ooh, I know it will sound sweet. I know it.
You're getting me excited about the potential of this collaboration that I know is going to happen, because you're putting it out into the atmosphere.
I'm putting it out there. I've been putting it out. Yeah.
So I'm gonna help you do that. So I'm gonna send it to people like, yo, what can we do? So I'm excited about the work that you're doing. I feel like, you're in a space of pushing yourself and, really continuing to grow. And I think a lot of times, especially because, like, Troy, you do this.
Yeah, done. Yeah, like do. Like I do. I do.
You do this.
Yeah.
So, what is your, like, when you feel like I gotta push harder, I gotta go harder? What is that self-motivation like? Because a lot of times, like, now people are inspired because they're sitting still and they're like, oh, I'm thinking, and connections and ideas are flowing and going, but and new ideas are springing forth, which is wonderful. But I feel like, obviously you've been doing this for a while, but you've been doing that way before this quarantine situation. So how have you really dug deep and continued to grow and elevate your craft and then as a person?
Oh, well, let's see. I'm in a real as a man first, a point where I've been divorced for almost 11 years now. And after my divorce, I really got deep into the music. While I was getting divorced, I was working on the Ready album. Ooh. So I was very angry. I was very, really hurt. But I had to make sure that album was a success, because that was his third album. And if it didn't work, they were going to drop him. So looking back on that album now, for it to be a classic, you know what I mean? Like, I had to do it. But now, God and I have this thing, and I told him, I do want to be married again. However, I know more than I knew back then. So I can't psych myself out and act like I don't know. Like in my 20s, I can get with a girl and psych myself out to, do what I need to do. But now I'm 51. I cannot do that. I cannot.
Look at that blackness. That black don't crack.
It does if you smoke it.
That's a whole different story.
What I'm just saying, they keep saying black don't crack. I'm like, yeah, it does if you smoke it. But but I'm at a point where it's like, okay, God, okay, I'm ready now. And she just has to be someone who understands what it's like to have your own passion, your own passion, your own success. Because I don't want to be the one that's the married spouse that has the success and done it, my passion, but they're just regular. They just, and I say regular, they don't have anything that motivates them outside of me. You know what I mean? Their own thing. Yeah. So I need someone who has their own thing, their own passion, and that's what I ask God for. So what I'm asking for is a little bit like, a little, may take some time, but I'm patient, so I'm good.
Good. I love that.
Just for anybody who wanted some inside little information, most people don't talk that personal.
Well, I definitely appreciate you getting that personal, because I think part of that is, it comes out in the songs, it comes out in the music, and we understand that. But again, I think that's one of the things, being vulnerable and showing that vulnerability as a man, you're gonna get everything that you're desiring.
And I truly believe that, and it's gonna happen because they're like, well, man, you need to get on the maps. I'm like, nah. God's gonna have to come down on a cloud with a phone in his hand and say, "Hey, son, use this app."
Really?
I'm not doing that. That's weird. I'm sorry. It's not my thing. Yeah. Weird. I'm sorry.
Look.
I'm not trying to be old fashioned or anything, but I like to play tennis. In my spare time, I like to footy woo. No, thanks. I'm good.
Well,
I'll be a little patient. I'm cool.
So are you sliding into anybody's DMs then if you're not on
No,
the app?
I haven't seen anybody that sparked me. I need to be sparked. And I'm not saying they need to do something for me. I just need to see somebody and it sparks me. And then I will act. I will move. I'm very open, but I just need to be sparked. And it, again, when you've been to the mountaintop being marriage, you know what you want now. And you know what you deserve. So I can't settle. I won't settle. I will not do it. Oh, you're getting old. No, I'm still not going to settle because I want what I want, and I will be patient to get it.
Man, that makes me so happy because I think, let me tell you, like, I think what happens is obviously, people aspire to have your level of success, right?
Okay, hold up. Wait. Mr. Johnta said, you got to get out and look. They ain't going to fall in your lap. You should come to Miss Black Awareness Pageant.
Pull up! You got to pull
the
up.
Black Awareness Pageant. They got some good girls over there. They're going to be some good girls over there. They got some good, clean girls over there.
But I'm not going to lie, though. Like, I was just thinking, like, you have to, you're at an upper echelon, so you have to be in spaces and places to make
No. And so here's the thing. I go everywhere. I go to Germany. I go to Paris. I go to France. I do master classes.
But are you approaching somebody?
I mean, if I see them, I'm not the dude that just because she cute, I'm gonna go up. I got to feel it in here. And Johnta know better because he know me. He know how I am. He know he's seen me. He's seen me when I'm inspired. He's been there with me. He's been in the trenches with me. So I haven't changed, but I know better now. And I'm not gonna waste any time. She could be cute, but if she don't do anything for me, I'm not gonna make her in my head do something for me just so I can say that I'm doing something. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't fake it. I tried, but it's like, yo, you know better than this.
When you start talking to yourself, that's when you really know. When you like, this ain't really what I want.
Right. And yo, I don't want to waste nobody's time when I like, I knew this from the door.
You do, right?
I knew this from the door. I'm sorry, Miss Lady. I'm sorry. I knew. Well, why didn't you say something to me? Why didn't you tell me? Because they told me that I should put myself out there and try. And so that's not fun. That's not cool. Wasting somebody's time. Like, so I'll just be a little patient. But I tell you this, like I tell everybody, when it happens, everybody's gonna go, yo, where'd you find her at? And it's just gonna be like, boom. Next thing you're gonna see on my page, and then I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna be like, I find this is so funny. I'm gonna be the guy because I see couples do this all the time. When they talk, when the other couple talk, they go, they talking, but they're looking at them. Why do couples do that? Like, but they're not talking. They're talking to this person right here, but the couple is looking at them like, why are you doing that? Like, you're supposed to be looking at the person they're talking to. Why are you looking at them? It's like, you know what they look like. Why? But I know I'm gonna end up doing these things. So all the things that I laugh at, but that's gonna mean that I finally got that one that I could do all those little quirky things that I laugh at couples doing right now. That's hilarious.
That's so cute because you really want to be doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm old school with it.
Well, you know, based on your song catalog, I get the feeling that you're a hopeless romantic.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I sure am.
Was
I want it. I want, even in the hard times, even in the middle of an argument, and I'm going to the store and we had a blown out argument, I still want to be like, what do you want? I'm going to the store. You get what I'm saying? Like, even though I'm mad, like I know I'm going to the store, gotta ask her what she want, even though I'm just pissed off. Like, you know, so what I'm saying is, I know it's hard. Oh God, marriage is freaking hard. It is one of the hardest things I've ever experienced in my life, but I did get married when I was ready. And so I know why a lot of people divorce, because if you get married just an inkling before you were ready, it's going to come back to haunt you. I was ready, so I didn't have a desire to cheat. I didn't have a desire to wander off. I was ready. I had 5 chicks before I got married. I'm sorry. I had 5 chicks, but they were all individual, different types of chicks. So let's, I know that sounds crazy, but wait, no, let me explain. No, I'm saying this one,
go ahead, Troy.
this one liked scary movies. This one didn't like scary movies. They like romantic movies. This one liked action movies. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this one ate soul food. This one didn't like soul food. This one was a little bit more, like a little bit more, you know, athletic and wanted to watch their diet. This one right here. So depending on the mood I was in, you know, they had a chick, you know, for, you know, so, but when I finally changed, when I was finally ready.
Okay.
No, seriously. When I was finally ready, I literally asked God to remove them. If there's anybody that I'm supposed to be with, because I can't remove them. I can't do it. So I'm gonna ask. So that was like a quick prayer, real quick, and then I forgot about that prayer. And then like within the next few weeks, things started happening, and then I forgot. Like, yo, what's going?
Oh, you asked God to remove them.
Oh, then it came down to 2. And so, yeah, I ended up being a man and telling one, hey, listen, I'm going to be with this one and see what it's all about. And I just wanted to let you know, I didn't want to keep you hanging on. They always say, you know.
Okay. So before you got to the, I just want to let you know, did the women know that they were in your rotation?
Yeah, yeah, because none of them were my girlfriends.
Oh, that's how you did it.
Yeah, they weren't my girls. They you know, they weren't girlfriends. They knew, some of them knew about each other. You know what I mean? So, because I ain't got what am I lying for? Who am I hiding?
I don't think you're lying. I'm just processing.
I'm a grown man. If you don't like it, then don't be with me. Period. But they weren't my girlfriends, so I didn't have to hide anything. Where you going? Oh, I'm going out with such and such. You know, they'll get an attitude, but they can't say nothing. They're not my girls.
It's so true, but we be wanting to say something.
I know, and that's why they go.
we want to say something.
I know you gonna end up being with her anyway. Like, I mean, no, I'm not. I'm just going out with her. Like, why you turn it into something else? Like, so I was open. I was open. I didn't play games in that respect of not telling them. They all knew. I'm very sarcastic, so that's part of my sarcasm, is the truth.
Okay, so listen. Okay. I love this truth that we're having. So what is your like ideal date? Like, if you were taking a woman out, it's a first date, like, what we doing, Troy?
I don't know.
Really?
I ain't been on a date in years. No, Johnta will tell you. See, Johnta said, yeah, I don't know the Troy Taylor that was running New York in the gold range savage. He's like literally like him and Carl are literally like the only ones in this music industry that knows that Troy Taylor. Everybody else knows me when I got married. He's the only one that knows, can tell you how I was. He was right. Sometimes he was right alongside me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what that means, but you know.
To be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, well, he was more than fly on the wall sometimes, but, you know.
So wait, so were you Johnta wingman? He was your wingman? What, is that how it was going?
Yeah, sometimes.
Was somebody shy? What is it, shy cousin? Is that how y'all did it?
No. He was just, because, you know, that's my little brother, so he just there. And you know, when it was time for him to kick in, you know, he kicked in, you know.
Let me find out you used to be singing to women, whispering,
No,
whispering
I
in
didn't do
their
that.
ear.
One thing I didn't do, I didn't use music to get girls.
Okay.
Never. They would be like, "What
Okay.
do you do?"
What?
I just, you know, I just. It doesn't matter. Where you want to go tonight? I would always think. Or by the time it really gets to the point where we're going out, and if I'm in the studio, I would have them come to this address, and then they would come in and they would see, and then I would, okay, could you no, I'll be out in a minute. Could you wait in the lounge? Then they would put two and two together, and like, so when we're driving in the car, like going to the movies or going out to eat, and you could feel the energy, like, so you do music, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah. I never used that as a, you know, a pickup thing. It was just you find
That's
out
what it
when you
was.
find
It
out.
was a subtle flex. Nice little flex.
I didn't want to use my music for that. They found out when they found out because I would want to know they're with me for me. So you know, they found out as they found out. But by the time they find out, they're already into me.
They already digging your steeds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just trying to understand why Troy Taylor is single, and like, again, we talked about being patient, but you seem like fly shit. So it's like,
Okay,
I just feel like
so I
people
appreciate
should be
that for
beating
one.
down your door.
I appreciate that for one. Um, I don't know why they're not beating down my door, quote unquote, because I don't even know what that means. In my DM, like, I don't know. Um,
I mean, or
but
you know,
I just it might be I might carry myself in a way whereas I may this is being transparent. I may come off a little guarded.
I can see that.
It could be that. I'm so focused that if you don't spark me, then I don't even see you. I may carry myself like that. But the thing is that when I'm sparked, you see a whole nother person. And that's what I need. I don't need it. I don't need to do it just for the sake of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watchful. I see fly chicks. I see, but because of the level that I'm on now, and not
Mm-hmm.
to say that I'm being picky. I'm not being picky. I
But
just
why
know
not
better.
though?
I just know better.
Mm.
So when you know better, you do better.
Facts.
So
Facts.
I'm just in that place where this is about I'm focused. I got people's career in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I got people depending on me. Um, Whoever comes, she gonna be so into this so that I don't skip a beat.
Mm-hmm.
If she's wrong, if it's
Mm-hmm.
not right, I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna be a little, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
focused, and I can't have that right now. So this is my second win. 30 years in the game this year, 2020. This is my second win. I'm just getting started. So if it's gonna be whoever it's gonna be, we gotta be like right on the same page, on the same level of mentality and
Mm-hmm.
love. And they could be a little younger. They don't have to be my age. I don't like women my age anyway. But you know, I never
Okay,
did.
plug.
I
Well,
never
plug.
did.
Go ahead.
I never did. I never dated any women like really my age, and they were always like 6 or 7 years younger than me. So you know, I don't know. I just know that it's gonna happen, and it's taken a while, but I appreciate it. When it's time, I'm gonna be ready for it.
What have you learned about yourself that you know now that you didn't know before?
That I know now that I didn't know before,
Mm-hmm.
that I can have patience.
Mm.
That I can have patience because I wasn't patient. Ooh, no. No, I was not patient. I was not a patient person. And see, what I'm saying to you is in this time, I'm patient now. I'm learning how to be patient. It's okay to be patient. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to wait for what you feel is right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it rushes, then it's gonna alter the rightness of it,
The
if that makes
rightness.
sense.
He was like, yeah, the rightness of it. No,
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. Man, this has been such a interesting conversation. Like,
It went somewhere else. Actually, it's like funny because I'm like, oh dang, how I get over here? Oh, okay.
but I love that again, we've had the opportunity to tap into a side of you that
Yeah.
I think most
And I
people
don't do any other interviews either.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I
You
feel
got
special.
that. Just to throw that in there.
Special.
Yeah, we don't talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you know, I think I don't know, you know, it just kind of happened in the
No,
in
it
the
just
best way, in a
slipped
great way.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So switching it up just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your quarantine guilty pleasure?
Quarantine guilty pleasure. Quarantine guilty pleasure. Quarantine guilty pleasure. I don't even have one.
Cause you normally work
Because it's
in the basement.
This is every day.
Regular.
When I promise you, this is every day for me. When my mom visits,
Mm-hmm.
she laughs because when she see me in my room
Mm-hmm.
doing music, like putting on, she comes and she laughs because I've been doing this in high school. So it's funny to her. But
Oh, I bet
now,
that is adorable.
yeah. So it's like, you know, not getting dressed all day, still making music. I still do that. So she just laughs. But now it's like, nah, yeah, now I'm paid though, Mom. Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
Was there ever that, I mean, I know you guys started really young. Was it ever that moment that you know, your parents were like, maybe you should do something else, or because I feel like sometimes parents are like,
it happened pretty fast for me though.
Okay.
I was 22 when I was working with Boys II Men.
Were you 22?
Yeah. I was 22. So it happened pretty fast for me. It didn't take a long before things started happening. So I can't say that, you know, when my mother saw it happen,
Okay.
Wow, that's your check? That's all
Yeah.
yours? I'm like, yes, Ma. I told you that if it happens, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be things. You know, she didn't. You know, I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. We don't. They have dreams and goals, but they're scary. Their fears take over. So I just wasn't that type of person. I left February 11th, 1990. I was 21, moved to Brooklyn, and that was it. There was no turning back.
Wow.
Somebody said they would like to read a book on Troy Taylor. The interesting thing about that is November 7th, 1987, I started a journal at 19. So at 19 years old to now, I have a journal. So I have my
front door.
I have my whole journey from 19 years old to now.
Well,
so
did you write every day, every couple of days? You write every
and when
day.
when I didn't write every day, I still remembered the days that was going on. So I would go back and go, okay, this happened that day. I would go backwards. This happened yesterday, and then that would make me remember what happened the day before that. And then so I would whenever I haven't like written even for like a week, I would just start by the day before. Oh yeah, yesterday I did da 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 da. Oh yeah, and because then that happened. Da 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 da. Right, and then da da da. So I just go back and fill in the blanks. But the journey, I have the journey all the way up to now. So when the books start, because there will be books.
Yeah, I was finna volumes.
Yeah. There will be books.
So are you gonna release it as like in your handwriting?
I have no clue. I'm not even.
Like,
I don't know that part of me.
How we rolling this
I
out?
have no clue because that part of me hasn't happened yet. I'm still on the music side.
Wow.
So when I feel like once music is really like, you know, I'm good, and I'm looking for something else to get into, then I think that everything will start happening. And, you know, I meet people along the way, keep in touch with people. There have been people saying, yo, when you're ready, let me know. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So, one of the things that that I do that's really important is affirmation and words of affirmation. So I'm gonna say the beginning of like a phrase, and I want you to finish it.
Okay.
Okay. So I will
get R&B, help get R&B to the stage that it needs to be.
Okay.
I believe that if people really humble themselves and really get back to focusing on God, this COVID-19 thing will end sooner.
Okay. I can
definitely do all things through Jesus Christ that strengthens me. You knew that was coming. I am the mayor of R&B, and I am going to help this generation understand how R&B is supposed to feel and sound.
Is there a record that you wrote or produced that brings tears to your eyes every single time you hear it?
I won't say tears, but it gets me every time, which is the reason why it's still my ringtone when my phone rings.
Wow.
The instrumental. Like,
okay.
It kills me every time my phone rings, and that's Can't Be Friends.
Oh my.
It's like that. It's like, oh.
Man.
It's like, it kills me every time. That's one of my favorite records. That's one of my favorites. And the music just is like,
it like suck. It
yeah.
like, I remember, I will never forget it. And I know we don't do story time, but real quick. I was at
it's your show. What you mean?
I was at a concert. Lord have mercy. Magic, she is the music director for Power 94. We was there. That damn song came on, and I was in a very vulnerable place in my life. I cried so hard at the damn concert. Like, I couldn't even stand up. She was looking at me like, if you don't get your ass together, I couldn't even, like... It's crazy you said that song, because that's the song for me. Every time I hear it, like, I have to, like...
Yeah. No, it does
this
that.
This shit is heavy.
It definitely one of those records that, you know, vocally, it was very hard for Trey. It wasn't easy as it sounds, because it was between his head voice and his chest voice. So it's, look what this girl did to me. She done cut me off from a good... So you go down there. Good love. She told me that those days were gone. So it's like, up here, boom. One. Okay. Yeah. So
it's crazy because you could just think about it and it takes you there.
Exactly. And see, today's music doesn't do that. That's why I had to elect myself as mayor and get in there, roll my sleeves up, and make sure that it does.
We had a question. One of the viewers says, I've witnessed some singers come across as if they are hard to collaborate with. Has there been anybody that, not necessarily name somebody that's been hard to collaborate with, but have you, as a mentor, have you witnessed this kind of happen and kind of stepped in to guide, being that you are OG mayor of R&B? Have you kind of been that guiding force when you've kind of seen singers headed down that path?
Yeah, someone like I work closely with B. Smith.
I love
and
B. Smith. Yeah.
He's really, 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 really dope. And as far as guidance and helping him tap into what has not yet been tapped into, and he's been signed and he's been around for a while, but he has not still yet tapped into his full capabilities of who he is going to be. So he's upstairs. So I've been overseeing, like, guiding him and helping him. People still don't understand the magnitude of his talent. So
has it, because I know knowing like Delonte and Bobby and all of them, y'all have been together for a long time, and teams are really important. You know, what are your thoughts on artists? Because this has been a really big hot topic, hot button issue. Artists, when they start off with a particular team that formulates and crafts their sounds, their image, the whole thing. Because you guys, I mean, you are an artist developer, and a lot of people don't have artist development. They have one song, and you know, it kind of goes from there. But you develop artists.
Yeah.
What has been? What would you tell new artists that want to be in this music industry so bad, and they
get there and change?
Yeah, I was trying to say it in a nice way.
Well, there's no nice way. That's what happens. Well, I would tell them, don't be so anxious to where you start listening to people you never knew over people you always knew. Of course, they're going to say new things because they want to get you, but they don't know you.
They don't know you.
And when the people who are not doing what you feel you need, you communicate that. But you don't let new people come in and change how you feel about the people that helped you get there.
I love that. I think I think that's something that's a little different. There are certain artists that like a Drake. To me, it seems like he keeps the same team.
Yep.
And very consistent.
And he's consistent. Yep.
So yeah, thank you for dropping these gems. I have truly enjoyed this conversation. I don't want our lives to cut off, but man, this has been such a pleasure. And
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you, giving you your roses while you are here and present. Man, I think you should be celebrated on massive stages.
I appreciate that.
I have been a fan of yours before I ever laid eyes on you because I have your music that lives in my house every day. So
right. I appreciate that. I super appreciate that. Thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah.
Hear me spew and be vulnerable and stuff.
It was so good. It was so good.
Oh, someone said new Trey music. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. This new Trey music.
Is it like that? It's like that?
Yes, it really is. And also, I want to say this exclusive. For those who know the Anticipation 1 and 2, it will be out soon and streaming.
And I
can't wait. The whole new generation will hear that music. Because when we put it out, we put it out illegally. So, you know. Well, I mean, back then, you know, Trey was one of the R&B mixtape dudes. Like, it wasn't the rappers were doing it, but the R&B dudes wasn't doing it. So Anticipation 1 and 2 will be streaming soon in about a couple of weeks.
All right. We're going to let the people know. We got like 20 seconds left.
Yes.
Anything else you want to share with the people?
Follow me, Troy Taylor, TTU. You already know. And let me know you were here.
Yes. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Likewise. Thank you so much.